51.
123-51 is your final score here from Joe Eccles Hall. Norfolk State knocks off Virginia University of Lynchburg to improve to 17-4 and still 4-0 in conference play. We'll start off with an opening statement from the head coach, Coach Larry Vickers.
Okay. Well, since we've been going to this new format with the MEAC schedule and the 2 long breaks throughout the season, we didn't like how last year we had 2 weeks off before, playing the team right below us last year in the seedings. The same team that's tied for first right now. So this year I knew when I wanted to make the schedule, we knew that we wanted to play this Martin Luther King weekend. It was important to us that we found a game and with league play going on all across the country, and it's less independence than it was in the past, like getting Chicago State in here, it's a lot tougher than it used to be. So Lynchburg volunteered to play, and we knew that we were a superior basketball team, but we wanted to kind of stick to our game goals and check off boxes as we kind of went through this game today. And offensively, we checked off all our boxes, and defensively, really enjoyed it.
Coach, one thing you can say, I think you last year's BUL team, this looks like a little bit of a better team than BUL. They can do a little bit more things offensively and a little bit more defensively. I mean, I know it's hard to prepare for a team like BUL. But how do you keep your team focused on the goals? I mean, you don't see much of them. Then what you see is a little bit sporadic.
Yeah, well, sometimes with my group, unfortunately, if I say like, hey, this is a good game coming up this weekend, it kind of controls how they play. And then if I show them video, they'll be like, and then it would change their effort. So we didn't show them nothing. We wanted to make sure that we were kind of sticking to our principles. For the most part, we did that. When we started getting steals, and everybody started kind of gambling, which led to their huge 20-point third period. But other than that, I was overall satisfied.
It's been good to see. I think as a head coach for AJ, I'm sure you're glad that this wasn't the first game. It's sort of becoming consistent now. She's starting to get some good looks, and she's starting to knock them down. How good does that make you feel? Because you had lost AJ for a couple of games, and now it seems like she's getting that rhythm back.
Well, fresh off of Christmas break, it's kind of hard for us kind of jump back in the rhythm sometimes. 5 days off, then you got to find your conditioning, then you got to find your shot, then you got to find your shot with your conditioning. And, AJ's only a sophomore, she's a young sophomore. So, sometimes that takes an additional week, but as soon as we got to that next week, you could see in practice her focus was better. And it led to, the big games that she's had of late.
One of the things that you look at the stat sheet that says I know you're happy about, probably won't see it again or you probably won't take that many threes,
yeah.
Or you probably, and if you don't take that many, you probably can't make that many. Yeah. But it was good to see the ball fall in for everybody.
Yeah, 18 for 34 as a team, 53% has been really key. We talked about it coming out of individuals out of Christmas break. We weren't making our open ones. We were making tough threes, but for some reason we weren't making the open ones. And we've kind of incorporated different shooting drills, and hopefully those have helped. Just letting them see the ball go in and kind of know what we're looking for from there. But I felt like Lynchburg kind of looked at our percentages and said, hey, they can't really shoot, when really, teams have been draped on us all year. And that's what's kind of led to our lack of shooting sometimes. Teams have been really draped on us. But when we get good ones, and we got good looks today, they win it.
AJ, you're coming off the bench. Talk about how it's easy for you to come in and just get into the rhythm of the game when everybody else is going like they were in that first period.
Well, I feel like we really have 6 starters on our team, but Coach LV told me when I'm coming off the bench, when I get in there, he just wants me to go in there and get a bucket. He wants me to run the show to facilitate, but still get a bucket at the same time and look for my spots and score when I can.
I know it feels good to see some shots going in. If somebody else hits a shot, how does that affect your next shot? Does it give you a little bit more confidence?
Yeah, when I like to see my other teammates hit, and it gives the whole team a boost. It gives us a good confidence and just gives us the courage to just keep shooting it.
The sophomores today. I don't know if you call them sensational, whatever you want to call them, 25 and 23 for them. And I think if maybe the numbers are good, those scoring numbers are good, but if you look at the rest of the numbers, you'll probably be more impressed. You talk about DeBria had 25 points on 10 of 15 shooting, 8 assists today, 3 rebounds. I think for AJ, 23 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds. I think both of them had somewhere six steals as well.
Mm-hmm.
Filling up the stat sheet is up, something that's good
sure.
to see too.
Well, for them, I mean, they're both really good. They were priorities going into that last year recruiting class, and I told both of them, you're probably going to get on the floor right away, which is a little different. And so looking at their growth going into year 2, we haven't had no sophomore slumps or anything like that. And AJ just talked about it. She is a really good passer, but sometimes she is super unselfish. So. It was good to see her take those open ones early, and Mimi and Diamond really rely on those two as well, because you can't play us no gimmick defenses because of those two. We don't see no triangles, we don't see no boxes, and it's because of AJ and Bree. So I want them to continue to shoot the ball with confidence. 4 for 6 and 3 for 7 from 3. All great looks, nothing was really selfish. And when we move the basketball, for us. I gave them a game goal of 22 assists. They got 31. So that just shows you that the ball was moving, and we were playing good team basketball.
Also, don't let me forget Jim Cecile in that sensational sophomore class.
Yeah.
All three of them ended up in double figures. 10 points for Jen. You sort of enjoyed this one, but what's coming up on next Saturday with how last weekend went with Coppin State. Probably things are looking like it's Norfolk and Howard again. Preparation's going to be key for here. The last 2 years, the only team to beat you in conference play has been Howard. How do you focus now on that Howard team?
We know it's going to be a different test. They've added some different pieces. We've added some new pieces and matured in some roles. So it's going to be a good one. The thing with Coppin last week is Coppin lost their games on the road. They came to Norfolk, and then they went to Howard. So they're still right on our heels. We still have to go to Coppin. We still have to go to Howard. So those road losses are almost like a half. So we do know, it's going to be a big 3, and then it's going to be some people that can upset you. But we're excited for this week. We're excited. The game's going to be a little chippy, but it's still always chippy, but in a respectable way. Which we like. So we'll be excited. We got a whole week to prepare. They have a little bit more than a week to prepare. I don't think they played anybody like that. So we both have a lot of time to prepare, and we're going to see each other's best basketball.